Well, this is a California native musical instrument. It's a percussion. It's a clapping stick, you know. And this is mine. I did this drawing on here. Well, I actually put copper filigree in here, but I need to redo it again. It's because I've had it for several years. I got it from an old branch of an elderberry tree. And so when I sing, because we use these when we sing, you know, so it's kind of like to keep just a tempo or a beat, and it's very important. The village of Petithem was started out, well, it's our original village. It means, and there's also a discrepancy on how it's spelled, because that's just typical. But P or Po means her or him. It could mean her or him, but in this case it's hers, her. Petithem is navel, so it's her navel. So it's a perfect name for an original village, right? The first one. But she also had like a hernia or something on her navel, so it kind of stuck out a little bit. So that was one of her, like her identifiers, I guess you would call it. She was also probably like me, a little chubby, and but she was strong. She was very strong, and she obviously must have been a very powerful woman, because she started it and she was the leader, and she set how everything was to be done, you know. So, and the mythology of it is that one day she fell asleep and became one of the rolling hills. And if you ever drive around Orange County, you see there's a lot of those. You know, it's like, you know, how does people survive what happened? It was tragic. You know, it was cultural genocide. And I say that. People go, oh, you shouldn't get that. No, but it was. They may not have intentionally wanted to do that, but they were trying to create something so different. You know, they wanted to create Spanish citizens, good Catholics, and that was their motive. That was what they wanted. And there was a huge political thing going on all over the world. The Russians came in from the north. The Spaniards came in from the south. It was competing to see who could get the most. It's typical way that human beings are. You know, it's like that manifest destiny concept that's there. It's like, we are better than you. This belongs to us, not you. You know, it's that whole thing. And these people, these beautiful beings, were just here innocently, just hanging out for thousands of years doing the same thing. And we know that by archaeology. Steady, you know, they do the archaeology. They go, well, what is there? They look and they see, no outside influence. These are not warring people. They ate the same things. There's no instruments of mass destruction. Oh, they like playing games. They, you know, balls and stick games and little nut games and things like that. They love playing games. You know, they were not people of warlike. They weren't out to kill, you know, the people next door. And they did that for thousands of years. So suddenly, here comes, boom, 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 the Spaniards into this place that was paradise. I still consider it to be paradise. Changing the whole, how everything is. How does a people survive that? How? They do it in secret. Okay, you guys keep the language together as best you can. You know, if you have to repeat it over and over at night, do it. You guys remember the songs. You just, you know, even if they hit you when you know, when you're singing the songs, you just do the best you can, you know. But just always remember who you are. And so I have this great story. I get teary-eyed when I tell it. I used to go to the mission when I lived in San Juan Capistrano to pray. And one day I was there. It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was in the old stone church because it's accessible to the public. And I was just there, and all of a sudden I looked and I saw over on the east wall that on the east wall of that old stone church, there were sparkles. And I look over there and I go, gosh, I've been over here so many times. What's this sparkle stuff? And what it was is crystals and obsidian and big clamshells buried into the walls of the church. You know, when our ancestors were making that structure, they were putting their own medicines in the wall, because crystals was a very important part of our spiritual ways. And so they put their medicine in the walls. And it was like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for this message. because sometimes it was really hard. It was so hard to understand what happened. But I really got that day a peace to know that it was okay. They were doing the best that they could through that situation to keep going. And they said, this is our faith. We are putting it in the walls of this place to let you know that we didn't ever give up. We surrendered. We were flexible. We did it because we wanted you to see this. And so that's why I'm so grateful to my ancestors. And that's why I romanticize them, because they tell me these things all the time. You know, when I got the revelation that we have not been taken from our homeland, you know, I go, wow, that's our power.